Hello and welcome to another episode of Workplace Wizards podcast. This is our number 66 edition, and this one is titled The Month of Catalyst. And we're going to explain what catalyst means, but how can our EQ or emotional quotient, or they call it EI or emotional intelligence, and our personality styles help us in our workplace environments? And that's what we're here for. Is Small World Solutions is our sponsor, and Small World Solutions is a consulting firm that provides highly interactive presentations to help improve workplace environments. We specialize in conflict management and emotional intelligence and human behavior styles. So, with that being said, how can Small World Solutions help you? Or Workplace Wizards help you? We want to help improve your workplace environment through our SPS, which is our Strategic Performance System. So, with that being said, you got to remember our motto is nothing changes if nothing changes. So, let me bring on our co host, Gavin Wong from London, England.
Hi, Smalley Smalls. That was a long one. That almost finished the podcast by the time you finished all that.
Yeah, I was trying to keep it so you couldn't have any time to talk.
How you
Gavin,
doing?
what's going on, man? I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's too hot, man. We're in drought. We're formally in drought. It's been going on for months. It's horrible.
We've reached over 100 degrees a couple of days here.
Yeah, I know, but you're kitted out for it, aren't you? You've got air conditioning. You've probably got water in reservoirs. We haven't got
No,
anything. I mean,
we're losing our water, but that's a whole nother subject. But anyways, go ahead, Gavin. What else is going on?
no, it's all good. Yeah, all good. Happy to be talking about emotional intelligence and our behaviors, and yeah, it's a great subject and really helps. If you can understand this sort of stuff, you can really make yourself grow and get better, but you can also help your organization perform really highly. And I think it's a really important area to be discussing.
All right. Well, today we're going to talk about Catalyst. And like I said, folks, Catalyst is a form from Everything Disc. It is actually your report. Catalyst is your report. So it gives you your self-awareness. It gives you your social awareness. It gives you your personality styles and how your personality style affects others and is affected by others. So that's the kind of thing we're going to talk about. That we're going to continue talking about for this whole month of August, and we got 5 whole weeks to get this in, Gavin. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk with Catalyst. Let's talk with our personality styles. How does this Catalyst report assist you? What information did it give you, Gavin, that helps you in your everyday work?
Well, I think it's just so powerful. I mean, there's so many different elements to it, and we can't obviously just talk about today, but we will cover them over the next few weeks. One of the important things for me is around the DISC profiles that we talk about, and we've discussed that a lot, but about how we behave at work. And for me, what's important is that, I've retired from law enforcement, but I still work in the leadership training. And I kind of came late to DISC behaviors and how we and assessments quite late in my career. And I think it's something when I look back on, I would have been probably more successful than I was if I had that awareness. But what the Catalyst gives you is that kind of reflection about, well, where are you? How do you behave? So we'd call it a high S, high I. So high S means I like service support. I like people to be happy, everything to be in place. And I like to kind of stand back and allow people and the team particularly to perform, but I'm a high I, which is influencer. I also get energy from people. So I like to meet people and grow relationships. So that's basically what I am. But the way that plays out for me is that I like harmony. So I like things to be happy, essentially. I do like to be with other people and building relationships. But I also need an element of acceptance as well. So I like people to know that what I'm doing is right and they're happy with what I'm doing. And that's generally my kind of the main points about my style, my behavior, sorry. There are other elements.
Okay, so what you described was the self-awareness portion of your personality style. So therefore, if people don't understand DISC, what we're talking about is everyone has a certain personality style, and you can get it through Myers-Briggs or DISC, or there's several other different ways you can learn more about your personality style. Sometimes they put it in the form of animals, like I think Jim Quick uses the animals. He uses the owl for the C's. He uses the dolphin for the I's. He uses an elephant for the S's, and he uses the what he uses it's a cougar or not cougar. What's the animal he uses? Cheetah. He uses the cheetah. Yeah, he uses the cheetah for the D's, which is, basically like myself, I'm a high D and I have some high I. So we both have a influence in there. Like the D is that dominant behavior. It's a direct behavior style. It's someone who's always, being, trying to be the boss, I guess you could say. So that's that behavior style. And then I also have a high I, just like Gavin. So I'm also trying to entertain a lot. You'll find if you go to any party and you want to know who was the one who probably put the party together, it was probably a high I, somebody with that dolphin personality style, or that influencer personality style, because they want to make sure everything's all right. They want to make sure they have the DJ. They want to make sure they have the food. They want to make sure they have, everything just perfect, so that everybody's going to have a great time. And so we both have that little bit of that. But what we didn't talk about, Gavin, is neither one of us have that C quality that's high in us. I mean, and let's get something straight. Every single person has a little bit of every quality in them, and it will come out in times of, when it's needed to come out. That's when it'll come out.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But I think that's really important. So there's no style is better than other styles. They're just different, and they don't also, because of the categories, just because you might be low on the influence side, and normally high I people, influencers, like people. Just because you're low on that doesn't mean you don't like people. Okay, you can still like people, but it shows in a different way. But what I think is powerful about the catalyst stuff is that I know through my experience that trying to keep harmony and keeping people supportive and all this kind of stuff and getting to know people is really powerful. So that's been really beneficial for me particularly when I've taken over new teams. So I haven't been encouraged just to go in and change everything straight away and cause mayhem. I want to keep the harmony, so I get to know people first, get to know the processes, and then work my way through change if it's required. And I've always known that, and I think that's something I know has been successful in work for other people, and that's something which I've probably copied. So I know that's successful. However, where I think the Catalyst report is so important is that it tells you what your blind spots are. So with that, and when I look back, probably because I'm quite high and wanting people to keep the harmony and keep everybody happy, I haven't challenged as well as I should have done on some things. So I will challenge, and some things I'm really, if it's about values, I'm really strict on that and I'm very stubborn. But other things, there's always that balance about trying to keep people happy and challenge. And sometimes I feel that actually I probably haven't challenged as much or got more change than I should have done, because I was too concerned subconsciously with keeping everybody happy. And that's why I think understanding and self-reflecting is so important, because you need to understand your blind spots, where things which are holding you back or stopping you from doing a more effective. And that's why I think the Catalyst report is really helpful.
Yes, I agree, Gavin. I agree. And that's one of the things that we offer at Small World Solutions. Our company, we offer training in the Catalyst, or not Catalyst, but everything DISC, your personality styles, so that you can do exactly what Gavin said. And Gavin, I want to go back to another thing. You mentioned your law enforcement. We both retired from law enforcement. I did 25 years. You did, I don't know how many years
30,
did you? 30? Wow. You did 30 years and I did 25. And Gavin, we climbed up successfully through the ranks. And but another thing, to get through those ranks, it takes a lot of and which was something else that was reported in the Catalyst, is your emotional intelligence.
Yes. Yes.
And you had mentioned one time we were speaking before, and you mentioned how you were able to be successful and moving up in the ranks, and it was through what?
So you have to remind me what I said, because I can't remember.
Okay, you had mentioned the fact that because of your ability to do certain things and to hold people accountable, or yet allow them freedom.
Yeah.
And what you were talking about at that point was all emotional intelligence.
Yes.
It's understanding, knowing your own self-awareness, and then understanding other people's emotions and being able to deal with them in a certain way. That's what you're talking about.
No.
And it goes to your blind spots.
Yeah, and I think there's a couple of things around that. One is that what motivated me to get promoted. What motivated me to get promoted in the first place? Because I've learned these behaviors are successful. There's also a part of me that wants to be in that kind of supportive position for the whole organization, because I believe I can make a big difference. So I've got this kind of, not nature and nurture type thing, but I've got this kind of inherent belief that, by supporting and being involved, you can make a difference. So I've always wanted to try and influence more people by being promoted, because once you're promoted, you've got to understand that people work in different ways. And I've worked in different parts of organization where, if I've worked in, and it might be slightly different over your way, but certainly in firearms over in the UK, the people that go into firearms are very different to the people that work in community policing. Okay, so you're going to have to understand motivations and what drives people. But ultimately, what I've realized, what I can demonstrate is that by understanding that people are the most important thing actually in an organization, and it doesn't matter if you're a high D or whatever you're going to be, if you concentrate on the people and help to develop them, performance will always come out of that. And that's what I was able to do by understanding people. My performance for my teams was always strong, and that was through other people, not through what I did necessarily.
And right, and what he's talking about is that in the Catalyst report, it helps you understand others. It helps you know, hey, how to motivate this person that's showing this type of personality style. What are the triggers that will help motivate them, and what are some of the triggers that'll cause that person to recess?
But you're 100% right. But as successful as I would have been more successful if I had learned this stuff before.
And that's what I was getting at. And I think you and me both. Like I had said in way back in the beginning of our podcast, and I don't even know what episode, but I talked about how, I had a successful career. However, if I would have known what I know now through the personality styles, through emotional intelligence, what could have been? So now I'm trying to help others before it's too late. Learn these personality styles. And if you want to, you definitely want to get a hold of us, Small World Solutions, definitely give us a text or give us a call, or just hop on our website and ask for a free consultation to understand how we can get you involved in Everything DISC. You can learn your personality styles. You can become better at being a manager, at being a co-worker with others, and just how you help just make it so everybody can work better together despite all the differences. And it helps you work through that. And that's what we're talking about with Catalyst. And believe me, we're going to continue this conversation. So you want to check back with us on our next episode, because we're going to continue this conversation and talk a little bit about our emotional intelligence, our agile EQ, we call it, emotional quotient, which is also emotional intelligence. And we're going to continue on with our personality styles this week, and a lot of things that the Catalyst report has shown us that we can be better at what we do, so you can be better at what you do. And remember, our motto is
nothing changes if nothing. Sorry, I thought you were pausing for me.
Oh no, not at all. I was pausing to give that direct, that emphasis. Nothing changes if nothing changes. See, that was a time you could have jumped in there, but
man,
we got to work.
You were so slow. I had to just say something quickly.
We got to work on that, Gav. We got to work on that. Goodbye, everybody.
Take care.
All right.